Here comes blasphemy, right down blasphemy lane. I haven't thought of the next line, but fuck Christmas music. It triggers me and Okay, I managed it for 2 lines. That's better
Yeah,
than I was expecting in my current condition.
yeah. Well, that was pretty
Because
good.
potassium, kids, it's dangerous. It can put you in mind-altering states, don't you know? Wink. Also, Spooky, this one's for you.
Alrighty then. So, everyone, this is the holiday and religious trauma episode where
On
we
St.
talk about,
Patty's, because why not?
yeah, I think it's Purim too, or maybe that was last week. I don't remember. Jewish holidays. Yeah. We were like a minute late. Whatever. Hello, Pixie. Hello, Spooky. Hello, Kevin.
Hello,
All right.
everyone.
Yes. Spooky, thanks you for your eye service.
In another life, I could have been an eye model. And everything changed when I put on glasses.
Everything changed when the
I'm taking
optometrist
another hit of
attacked.
banana to soothe the pain.
Yeah. Banana pain.
Sorry, I'm not trying to make an ASMR of me eating a banana, I swear.
Oh, you're succeeding. I did say hi to you. Or something. What was I thinking? So, holidays and religious trauma.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry, I'm just going to get something out of the way.
yeah.
Potassium.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it, folks. That's the show. I'm a comedy genius. Banana peel drop.
Just did a fucking peel drop. All right,
Okay,
guys.
do you have any idea
We've
how
peaked.
expensive mics are, dude?
No.
All
Well,
right,
more.
okay. Focus.
The glasses only frame those bloodshot beauties, Steve.
Thank you, Spooky. Yes, Kat, please explain to our dear audience and myself what today's topic is.
Well, you should know because you came up with it.
Oh, fuck.
Religious trauma and holidays. So, like, for example, like Christmas, right? I fucking hate Christmas. I don't like to acknowledge the fact that Christmas exists. I don't ever do anything. It's not like I really have family to go do shit with. And even if I did, why would I want to go there? Because it's always just, oh, why can't you be like your cousin Nicholas? Look, he does insurance. Because,
A very overrated profession, let me tell you.
yeah. And it's just like, oh, whatever, man. And then it's just Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And it's like, I don't care. Fuck Jesus. I mean, preferably the adult Jesus. I'm not Catholic. You know what I mean? Um, what was I just thinking? Yeah, and all those other fucking Jesus-y holidays, like, hey, are you doing anything for Easter? No,
Oh,
fuck you.
was
I
that
don't.
rhetorical towards me?
No, well, that was rhetorical. People have asked me that. It's like nothing. Well, you should come to church with us. No. Why would I waste a perfectly good day off in a church?
Sitting on an uncomfortable bench, singing very mediocre songs that went out of style over 2,000 years ago. Then they want me to pay for a sip of piss poor wine and fucking saltine?
Not
They
even a
want me to
salty.
tip 10% of my paycheck?
Yeah,
1 out
and
of 5 stars is too generous.
well, it's one of those things where it's like, people who aren't religious, people who came out of religion, you know, previously religious people. It These religious holidays tend to kind of be hard for us because it's like, well, you know, especially, people like me who just don't have anywhere to go or anything, which, by the way, I actually like. I love Christmas. Everyone leaves me the hell alone, and I just get to like sit and drink beer. It's awesome. But some people, they have more need for human interaction and shit. And then it's like, well, what are your options? Well, going to listen to a bunch of people talk about the fucking baby Jesus, you know? Or, try and convert you to Christianity again because, you're the weird atheist in the family or, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can go into it as the episode goes on, and we can even kind of hit point by point. I guess I'd say Easter and Christmas are like, definitely one for both of us, and then we can pick one or two after that, each of us. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it's something that my wife has told me for years, and not necessarily like, oh man, the holidays seem to really bring up a lot of bad memories for you, but just a lot of little things. Like
Yeah.
Christmas music puts me on edge. It's not that I find it unenjoyable. There are some Christmas songs that, not played on an infinite loop, I can appreciate, but it always, without fail, puts me on edge.
Yeah.
So I guess, do we want to go from the top, like top to bottom in importance? Or shall we start with January, work our way forwards? Or do we want to do it like in days of yore and start in April and work our way forward?
I don't fucking it really does not matter. I mean, I was gonna say, well, since we're talking about Christmas, let's just start there.
That
You
makes
know.
sense. That is the logical thing to do. My
Yep.
next suggestion was going to be work backwards from August.
You are way overcomplicating this.
Don't blame me. Blame the banana.
Yeah, it's the banana's fault,
It's the
sure.
banana, man. They got to regulate that potassium.
Okay, I just thought of Ray Comfort, and I need someone to make a meme of him giving that banana a hand job that just says like regulate the potassium. Uh but yeah, so Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas has always been very stressful for me because, suddenly there's a bunch of people in my house. First of all, second of all, you know, there's a lot of cleaning and busy making and shit to do, and I don't like that. I'm lazy. And also it's just very because I went to a Christian school as a kid. So it wasn't like, oh hey, you get this whole, fucking, 10 days off of school, it'll be awesome. It's like, yeah, you get days off of school, but like you have to go to church a couple times. You gotta perform in the Christmas pageant bullshit, you
Yep.
gotta, sing for 2 hours while they do a fucking play. Then, finally get to go home and shit like that. And then I've always we did um what they call Yankee Christmas, where like everyone buys a gift and then you put it in a pot and people get to pick or they can steal from someone else or
That's
whatever.
that's called white elephant.
Well, whatever.
Where the fuck did you learn that it was called Yankee Doodle fucking Dandy Gift Exchange?
I don't know. That's what my family called it, but it was like
Cat, I
what?
know you love to bash them yourself, but it's time to be honest with me. Level with me. How many brain cells are shared between all your relatives?
Uh,
All of them.
All of them. 17? It's mostly brandy old fashions and Milwaukee's best popping around in their brain. I mean, to be fair, I share that 17 with them, but
Well, yeah, but 11 of it's yours.
yeah. To be fair, 9 of them are too intoxicated to do anything, but yeah. So, and that was always stressful for me because it's like, oh, it's a season of giving. I don't want to give anything. I don't want to get anything. I just want to be left the hell alone. I don't.
Yeah.
Why are we giving gifts because some Jew was born? We don't give gifts every time a Jew is born. That would be weird if the entire like 70% of the fucking country got together and started giving each other gifts every time a Jew was born. It'd be Christmas every fucking day. That would be weird. Um, but it's very stressful for me, and for like the religious reasons, for like the family reasons, because it's like, you know, it's kind of inevitable with most families. You're going to be compared to another kid and whatnot, and add that into the whole religion thing. Gets real stressful real fast. Like, what about you? What about when you were a kid? What about your Christmas?
Okay, well, obviously, first of all, always, without fail, gonna be very, very religious.
Yep.
So let's start on a happy note. Like, what are some positive memories I can associate with Christmas? Honestly, for the most part, my incredibly racist grandfather and my enabling grandmother, like providing a welcoming home, fun, happy Christmas memories, and like like this is gonna sound fucking selfish or materialistic, but they always just like fucking knocked it out of the park, gift
Yep.
wise. Like 9-year-old Stefan or 8-year-old Stefan, however old Stefan. Fuck. 8 or 9-year-old Steve. Uh, like, uh, like whatever Lego kit. Like they just always knew. Anywho, but like that. Aside from that, no good memories. Always getting roped into whatever church we were involved with at the time. The
Yeah.
Christmas play, because even back in elementary or school or whatever, like I really enjoyed acting. I really enjoyed being on stage. And of course, oh, that's stupid gay bullshit. At least you're gonna be putting it to good use in the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
That's my terrible impersonation of my father.
I think that was a pretty good impersonation. It sounds pretty much spot on.
Cat, what the fuck are you doing with those donuts?
Yeah. And then me being like, "You gonna eat them all? They've been sitting out since fucking 5:30 in the morning. It's 9 o'clock at night. You gonna eat them? No, awesome."
Yeah, so there's that. Also, like, it was one of the handful of times that my parents would quote unquote make the effort. It's
Yeah.
like, get the family all, like it always felt very, very forced. Like my
Oh yeah.
mother and father wanted that Hallmark family on Christmas, and they bent over backwards trying to force it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and then like again to kind of go on the gift side, like a lot of the stuff that they would do, it's like you guys don't even know me. You're just trying to force what you want on me.
Yeah.
Like so, I think when I was 12 or 13, like that Christmas, first firearm. My father got me a 20 gauge break action single barrel shotgun.
Nice.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, all right, you're old enough. You can finally start coming out trap shooting with me and the guys, and we can go small game hunting with that. It's like, oh, cool, yeah, because this is back when I'm still trying to earn his approval.
Yeah.
Now, here's Kat. Are you familiar with what nitro ammo is, or nitrous ammo? I forget exactly what it was called.
The stuff that's on fire?
No, those are dragon rounds. But yes, you do need a break action shotgun to use those. I forget the exact reasoning behind it, but no, he didn't get me anything fun like that.
Oh.
No, it's a triple load of gunpowder.
Woo!
So, what do you think happens when a 12 or 13-year-old who
It was
has
noodly
limited
as fuck.
experience using a shotgun, and anytime they have, it's been a 12 gauge with a very, very I forget what it's called, but what you put on the stock to help absorb a lot of the recoil,
Yeah.
butt pad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a 12 gauge with a very reinforced butt pad, so not much recoil if you're using it properly.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens when this kid fires a cheap ass Walmart shotgun with a triple load of gunpowder?
Your shoulder dislocates because you weighed like 12 pounds.
Damn near, yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nothing broken or dislocated, but bruised like hell from one shot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he and his buddies have a huge laughing roar about it. Yeah, and because of course they all were in on it.
Yeah.
And they're wondering why after that I have no interest in trap shooting with them.
Yeah.
So, just between how forced my parents were trying to make our happy little family happen and just how insistent they be that we lean into the religious aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like, do a little bit of fucking research. Every single one of your religious traditions with this holiday has been lifted from pagan traditions, my man. Great, I didn't know this at 9 or 10.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. So, to this day, my wife keeps on, and now that we kind of live somewhere where we don't have to worry about, batshit neighbors
Yeah.
or shitty landlords,
Mm-hmm.
maybe now I can finally start making happier memories regarding Christmas.
Yeah.
But my wife always wants to decorate every year because that's a really positive memory for her.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas me, I get on edge about decorating the Christmas because of how anal retentive my mother was regarding that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling. So Christmas, we can certainly lean into that more later, but let's move on to the next big one.
All right. So Easter then probably. We can include the whole everything from like Monday, Thursday off, right?
Monday, Thursday off.
Monday, Thursday. There's Monday, Thursday. There's Good Friday. There's I don't know Slapstick Saturday.
Oh,
Easter and pre-Easter.
Cat, the only
Yeah.
one I even am familiar with, I think one time I did Ash Wednesday. Otherwise, it's always just been Easter for me.
Yeah, there's a whole. Well, they just kind of stole Passover, the Jewish holiday, and they're like, "This is ours now," and it's like, "Oh, okay," but that's always been a very weird, very looking back. That was horrifyingly culty, right?
I mean, organized religion in general has that tendency.
Yeah, but that in particular is like, hey, why don't you come up here and we'll just fucking take some ash and fucking draw a fucking instrument of Roman torture, on your fucking forehead, and you're gonna walk around with it for the rest of the day with your fucking ashy forehead with the Jesus cross where a dead Jew got killed. It's like, what the fucking... Yeah, 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 Monty Python, yes. Um, see, that's fucking weird. And then Easter makes no fucking sense, right? Because it's like, okay, so it's the day Jesus came back to life. So you eat ham? You eat ham to celebrate a Jew coming back from the dead during Passover? What?
Listen, actually, I just came up with this or realized it. It's cool. He died a Jew. He came back a Christian.
Ah, you're right. Makes sense.
Because
That
with Jesus of Nazareth's death, the old covenant was no more and the new covenant was made. And nowhere in that new covenant does it say, hey, bacon, it's not kosher.
well, he did also say he did not come to change a jot or tittle of the law. So,
Well,
just saying.
I'm not overly familiar with Hebrew law, but I'm not sure how many titties it mentions.
Well, a few. There's an entire book of the Bible devoted to titties. I'm not. The song
No,
of
a Song of Solomon, like, is just like God
it's
coming
softcore
down
porn.
to, King Solomon, like, hey, those proverbs, that was some pretty nice shit. Thank you, Lord. Now, how do you feel about erotic fan fiction? Is it
Yeah,
divinely inspired, my lord? I'll give you some divine inspiration. Ooh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a weird book of the Bible, but I don't know. Easter has just always been weird because that's another one. My family would all like get together and pretend everything's great and awesome, and we all have to dress up for no apparent reason
Oh, yeah.
because
No, yeah, you got more dressed up on Easter than you did at Christmas. And
yeah,
that wasn't just because it was winter.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why the hell, but Easter you gotta look fancy, you gotta look
Yeah.
good for whatever reason because Jesus is coming back or something. I don't fucking know. And
Now, here's the funny thing. Aside from going to church, most people, and hell, even early on in my childhood, aside from the church service and, blessing the meal, wasn't that overly, like, religious at home at least.
mm,
Until something came out, and we'll get into that.
yeah, I mean, my family was pretty religious depending on the day. I don't know. My parents would get randomly concerned about me and be like, "Oh yeah, no, we have to make sure you're not doing dumb shit." And Jesus, 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 and then they would just be like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm busy doing something else. Do whatever you want." And then be like, "Hey, now you got some evil Satan in you. Jesus, 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 Jesus." So I don't. That was my experience. And then oh well, you got to be good on Easter because Jesus, 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 Jesus. It's like what you didn't give a fuck about anything I did until now, and it's Easter, so it's like, hey, got to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Blah blah blah. It's like fuck you. Why the hell do I got to go to sunrise church service? Because it's I don't think Jesus gives a fuck. What isn't he doing something better than watching a bunch of people sit on uncomfortable wooden benches? Like
No.
what he's probably out there drinking wine that he spawned from water, you know, fucking hanging out with Elijah, fucking getting
That
stoned.
that or he's getting in touch with his inner emo and getting some blood of Christ direct from the source.
Yeah. Oh, oh, I just thought of something. Ugh. Erotic Jesus fan fiction.
You know it exists.
I know.
Rule 34, my friend.
I know. I know. The point is, it's just every time it's one of those holidays comes up, I just get just frustrated because it's like in the back of my head, my brain's just like, hey, remember when you had to do all this stupid shit?
Yeah.
Because that's what I think of every time Easter or Christmas comes around. I'm like, I don't fucking want to do this shit. I don't have to now. I'm a whole ass adult. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's still like, I don't know, causes me stress for basically no reason.
Well, Easter as an adult for me, like we'll get into how it was as a kid for me, but as an adult, it makes no fucking sense. Like it's 3/4 super commercialized, like frankly artificially hyped up
Yeah,
to sell shit holiday. Like, cause it's like the fucking Easter bunny? What? Like even as a kid, that made no sense.
yeah.
Like big fat happy dude flies around the earth and visits everybody in one night and like holy shit.
That's Santa.
Right, like that's Santa. That makes sense. Yeah,
Sure.
dude, somebody could totally live at the North Pole. Hi kids, I'm a giant bunny. Now, if you're a good boy or girl, and preferably love the Lord your God Jesus Christ, I'll visit your home and I'll leave candy. Know
Why does he
me?
sound like the ghost of Christmas future?
What? Cat?
Oh, I will come into your house and leave you candy.
Did you get Marley confused with the ghost of Christmas futures?
Maybe.
I was because I'm not overly familiar with Christmas Carol. Dickens is the most overhyped author in English canon, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
the Ghost of Christmas Future is a like silent fucking reaper.
Same thing. Look, man, I'm not a doctor. I don't read.
Again, Dickens is overhyped and frankly boring for me. The only moment in any of his books that I read that I actually enjoyed was when Mrs. Havisham literally burned alive
Yeah.
in Great Expectations. That was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
That was another book I didn't read in English class. We were in that class together, weren't we? No,
not
no, we
not
weren't.
that one specifically, because that one I read up in Rapids.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because you weren't there freshman year.
Nope.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Easter for me, I think like so many other holidays, the religious aspects of it, or I should say the fundamentalist Christian interpretation of the holiday, took a huge precedent. Like, aside from at my great grandparents' house, my parents would not let us participate in Easter egg hunts organized by the community or, like, hell, even churches if they did them at the time, because it was a
yeah,
secular pollution of a holy day. And it's like, but we're kids, and that's can't. This is like spring Halloween, dude. Come on. Let me get some eggs.
yeah, man. Like, just let me get some eggs, bruh.
Um, or like egg dyeing. Like every year, my wife is like, we should totally dye some eggs, and like I never did that as a kid. So for me, it's just like I don't get the appeal because it holds no
Yeah,
nostalgic value for me now. It's just like, why would I hard boil eggs and then do this to them instead of just eating them?
yeah, You color them, then you eat them.
But then why would I be destroying art I made?
Because Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, because that makes so much sense.
Hey, it's Christianity, okay? That's kind
But
of not their
but
thing.
then the icing on the cake. Kat, do you remember what movie came out when we were roughly 10 years old?
The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. You want to know my parents made a holiday tradition?
Oh, that is
To
such...
remind you what Jesus suffered.
Yeah.
So that you wouldn't have to go to hell.
Yeah. It is
Now,
such an uncomfy movie, especially to watch as a kid.
yeah. Yeah. And I'll say this as someone who, like, my first R-rated movie, I think I watched The Matrix when I was 9 or something.
Yeah.
Because my dad's buddy, was always talking it up, and that guy's credit, he had good taste in sci-fi. He's who introduced me to Star Trek, who introduced me to Firefly.
Yeah.
Good taste. It introduced my father and I to Matrix. Now, 9-year-old Stefan watching Matrix, another R-rated film, and it certainly had some weird and creepy shit. You want to know the only thing that made me uncomfortable in that movie was the bug burrowing into Keanu Reeves' stomach.
Yeah.
Because it's a giant robo-tick.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, that's creepy. All the other shit didn't leave anything, I would say scarring. And honestly, I think the only reason the robo-tick stuck with me is about a year later, I actually had a tick in my gut that the school nurse had to rummage around for an hour to get. Not a fun place to have a tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine.
But yeah, so Matrix. Not a big thing. Passion of the Christ. Oh my god, I just realized something.
What?
So, you know how especially in high school, horror movies are stereotypically a thing high schoolers are supposed to like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never cared for it, and it wasn't until, in the last couple of years that my wife has introduced me to more suspenseful thrillers, you could say, slow burn horror stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm actually appreciating the genre a lot. But in high school, I just couldn't stand it because I assumed all horror was gore porn, as I like to put it. And I assumed that because of Passion Goddamn Christ.
Yeah.
Because that's all that movie is.
Yep.
Some poorly translated Hebrew. And 2 hours of gore porn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was every what is it, first full moon after the first Sunday that's close to a full moon after spring equinox.
What?
I don't know. How the fuck is Easter calculated? Because it changes every year.
I don't know, man.
Okay. I know. It's a weird one. Okay. Oh, man. Typing is weird on potassium.
Yeah,
Caps locks.
Oh,
thank you, autofill-in. You're a lifesaver. The first Sunday after the full moon that occurs on or after the spring equinox. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's weirdly specific. That probably has something to do with it being tied to Passover and Jews running on a lunar calendar.
No, I was going to say Judaism runs on the lunar calendar.
Yes. Yep. But Easter's fucking weird. I mean, it's not the weirdest religious holiday.
I
it's
think
up there.
I think if like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Not growing up Catholic, and I'm sure Catholics don't make a big deal of Valentine's Day because of Saint Valentine's martyrdom that occurred.
Yeah.
Like, that isn't a big focus. But, it's
No,
in the back of your mind,
not
if you're
mine.
familiar with that. If
Yeah,
you're familiar with that. But otherwise, that's a stupidly commercialized holiday. Like, if it wasn't
yeah,
for chocolate candy, big Hallmark, whatever you want to say, or like, oh, big botanist, man. Valentine's Day is made up just to sell fucking roses, man. It's like the diamond industry.
yeah.
I'm not going to go into that deep dive. Crypt is Jesus is a lich, okay, and I saw a post that clearly laid out why.
Well, my favorite is, you're familiar with Voltaire, the musician, right?
He's fully functional.
Anatomically correct. Yeah.
Everyone,
So,
look up Aurelio Voltaire if you're not familiar with him. Just a genius.
yes, he is wonderful, but he does a bit. So he's an atheist, and he's got his kid, right?
Oh,
And
he was
his
agnostic, but go on.
well, he's a non-believer. How about that?
That works.
He doesn't, he wasn't teaching his kid about Jesus or whatever. His kid's at a fucking karate practice or some bullshit, and his kid starts asking him about Jesus and like Easter and whatnot, and he's just kind of explaining it. And he's like, "Yeah, no, this is so Jesus is a man who is their God. They worship him, and so anyways, like this is the day they celebrate him coming back from the dead." And his kid just like turns and like looks him dead in the eyes, like eyes wide, and he goes, "Jesus is a zombie."
Oh god, and that's why I want to see Voltaire live so bad. Is just because of his impromptu
Yeah,
anecdotes and comedy that he'll
yeah,
throw in. But yeah. So where I was going with that was, if it was a holiday that was like primarily religious, like if you were not a practicing Christian, wouldn't even be on your radar aside from, oh, chocolate. Like, that's our chocolate holiday, or that's the holiday that we eat ham. Don't know why, but that's what it was. Like, very minor commercialism, or completely flips. I mean, granted, that would involve the Catholic Church picking a different holiday to, you know, confiscate and hijack.
yeah.
But like, if Easter instead became like, another minor thing of, if you're familiar with the history of Christianity, like, oh yeah, it was insert whatever thing here, not Jesus resurrecting or something. Like, let's say that's
How?
first miracle day.
Yeah, or like
Yeah,
when
but it was
the
primarily then
Pentecost
like,
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, like, but because of that, then the wine industry, and then by extension the chocolate, like it could become like a Valentine's
yeah,
Day or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, like, if it was super hard one or the other, but it's just got such a weird identity. So, like, there are no memories of it, really. And as an adult, it makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
Um, I'm rambling. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, you are fine, Mr.
Okay, well, if you say so. And I apologize to everyone for my poor mic discipline today, because I keep going like this and then all like this. And who knows, maybe I'll even end up behind the mic at some point.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, no, you go. I'm gonna be saying a lot.
All
I
right.
feel them coming on.
Alrighty then. So I don't. There's like a lot of like Christian holidays and shit that like you know it was just like an extra church service that week.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was. And I didn't know what the fuck 90% of them were. I still don't even know what 90% of the fucking holidays. Some of them had to do with like Martin Luther and shit like that. I'm
Oh,
like, all right. Well, sure.
I we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I will say though, one of my favorite things was every year at school. Well, I think it was every other year. We'd watch a movie, like an old ass black and white movie, on like the fucking old timey reels, like attached to a projector,
Okay.
about Martin
Why?
Luther. Uh, because Jesus, I don't fucking know, but it was on like Martin Luther Day or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. I just know it's one of my favorite movies of all time just because of one line. And like all the acting shit, except for this one guy who only has one line and he fucking bites into his line and he chews on it like a fucking pit bull with a toy, and I love it because everyone else is like super bland, and monotone, and it's an old timey movie, and it's about Martin Luther, so they're talking like this. And then one guy's like, "Heresy, Doctor Luther, heresy!" and like wagging his finger in the air, and he's like super like high energy, and I'm like, this man should have been in real movies, not this shit. But I do have a thumbnail. Thank you, Bugs. But yeah, that's I always loved Martin Luther Day just because I don't even remember what the fuck day it was, but we
Okay.
got to watch that movie.
So for me, I would say two more holidays that are
Oh,
just kind of uncomfortable for me now as an
yeah,
adult. And I don't necessarily mean like I can't enjoy them. Like Easter and Christmas are the two big ones.
yeah,
But Independence Day and Thanksgiving. And it isn't necessarily religious reasons that I'm now kind of uncomfortable with those holidays. I mean, obviously, like, Independence Day, a lot of, America's God's country, God loves America. That kind of, far right religious fundamentalist bullshit that, you know, a lot of people think the US is a, one nation under God, you know,
yeah.
Christianity. Yeah,
You
bullshit.
know, on the west face and capstone on the Washington Monument, it says something about God in Latin. Christian nation. That's how it works. God
Uh,
loves America, apparently.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Ooh.
Stop, you're exposing it.
Oh, hello, sniper.
Yeah, mind the red dot. Oh, well, see, this is why you don't say things you're not supposed to say, folks. Look what happened. Now I'm gonna have to take down this whole stream.
Sorry. I ruined the bit. I
Oh,
was
you're
trying to keep
fine.
a straight face. It was hard.
Yeah, it's hard when you're not straight, I know.
Well, it's also hard when you're not breathing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
you need to breathe.
Listen, I was lost in my role at the moment.
I was lost in my role as a dead man.
What
Yeah,
led to him dying? Did he have any regrets? Who is he haunting?
see, I like the 4th of July, but literally just because it's a day I get off of work and I'm encouraged to drink beer.
And I think for me, it's not that it's uncomfortable for me, but like first of all, the crazy patriotism that my parents tried to instill in the entire family, for me, that's long gone. I'm not gonna in this episode or anything try and, you know, go into that rant, but let's just say the rose tinted glasses went away, 'cause, you know, I was a kid. 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 I was a k in high school, and yeah, it's God damn it, brain. Long story short, aside from now being a day where it's like, hey, it's an excuse to roast up good hot dogs, cat, not shit turkey dogs,
I like beef dogs too.
then get the real ones.
I get both, thank you.
Nah, fair enough. But yeah, aside from being an excuse to just like enjoy a cookout with friends, I don't know. It's just like one I never really, as a kid, was allowed to get into. Like my parents would never buy any sort of fireworky stuff. And I'm not talking the illegal, rockets. I'm talking like even sparkler sticks. My parents considered a waste of money.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, they are
I mean,
overpriced, but
yeah, they are, but like as a
it's like
kid, it's like
$3, you
yeah,
know.
$3 for like a pack of 10 or 100 or however many.
Yeah,
I mean, it was the 90s. It was
yeah,
probably a buck for a dozen.
probably, yeah. But back then, $1 could, fill up half a tank of gas. So
Uh,
yeah, I don't know. I personally, my experience with holidays is I just immediately am like, nope, not doing nothing. I ain't dealing with no one. I don't want to fucking do none of this shit
mm-hmm.
because I always associate them with bad things because, it's like, yeah, I had fun times on Christmases sometimes,
Yeah, no, well, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I still, if I dig, I can think of fond memories on any holiday.
Yeah,
It's just that unless I dig, there's also so much bad memories, a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, a lot
yeah,
of failing to meet expectations that, you know, hindsight being 2020, why the fuck were you putting those expectations on such a young child?
yep, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you also get the you were identified as a gifted child at a young age? Was that what you got?
Kat, I'll put it to you this way. Um, my parents listened to the fucking principal for some fucking stupid reason. And in 10th grade, I was put in the advanced senior, like, mathematics class. Just thrown in there. And that's not like, oh, you're skipping algebra 2. That's like, guys, there were building blocks in those other classes that I need in order to do this.
Yeah,
Like, this isn't like, history where solid research and a good head can get you through on bullshitting.
yeah,
Like, math builds on itself. You can't
yep,
just skip to level 10 without doing 7, 8, and 9.
yeah,
Um, and that's why for the longest time I fucking hated math.
yeah,
Um, and then the other big one was just literature in general. Like second grade, fucking Magic Treehouse.
yeah,
I wasn't allowed to read those books, not for any religious reasons. Because despite being in second grade, it was, to quote my parents and the school, grossly below my reading comprehension level. And while I certainly enjoyed the books I was reading, 20,000 Leagues, um,
Under the Sea.
Dracula, like Huck
Yeah,
Finn, like, a lot of the 1800s classics, um, it's like, and I still enjoy a lot of those books, but it, at a certain point, like, I feel like I missed out on a lot of shit.
yeah,
And like, I'm not going to pretend it was like, Pulitzer winning page turners, but like, when I was getting weird looks from kids in middle school for reading Guardians of Gahul, I was just thinking, like, fuck off. I would have loved these like 3 years ago.
yeah,
Forgive me for wanting to find out what I missed.
yep. I I don't know. I got to read pretty much whatever the hell I wanted because we didn't really have TV. So I usually got yelled at for having, because, well, I went to Christian school.
Yeah.
Um, having too high of a reading level's bad because then you start asking questions. Um,
Yep.
well, they didn't want me reading certain books because they were too graphic for someone my age. And it's like, lady, you just let me read the fucking Bible and
Yeah.
Robinson Crusoe,
Lady,
and you think
do you,
Moby Dick is too much?
it
Really?
has the word dick in it, cat.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, Robinson Crusoe, which obviously they did not get the point of Robinson Crusoe, which I did before I was a fucking teenager. I was like 12 when I got the point of it. It's like, oh, this is a man struggling with religion and how he fits in the world without it. He's fucking stranded on an island surrounded by savages, trying to eat him alive. Fucking cannibals, because that's what they are, right? And like at the
Oh,
end, he goes back into religion
did
a
your
changed
parents and
man.
or school encourage you to read Pilgrim's Progress a lot?
Oh, that was one my parents never encouraged me to. The school did. I think I said I did and then never read it and then took a test on it and bullshitted my way through it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know that's a thing a lot of people have had to read. I think there's like a movie based on it too.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, Pilgrim's Progress is essentially a monk writing his D&D fanfic. Am I
Nice.
wrong?
I don't know. I didn't actually read it.
It's okay. I'm right. I'm right.
Okay.
Just trust me on this. I'm right.
I didn't read Great
It's not well written.
Expectations.
It's essentially fantasy tropes, the Christianization, written in like the 1600s, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
sorry to circle back to holidays. There's one holiday, and early on, when my wife and I were dating, yeah, she was wondering what my favorite holiday was, and I said without missing a beat, like, Halloween. I fucking love Halloween.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can get into a whole psychoanalytic reasoning for it, but like in relation to this, the main reason I like it so much is there's no like I don't have any bad memories of Halloween. I missed out on trick or treating. Yes,
Yeah.
I was never able to trick or treat, but my parents didn't, aside from not letting me do that national pastime, they didn't do anything to ruin it.
Yeah.
Because while like the Christian schools I went to, like they made a big deal of Martin Luther, um, essentially defying the Catholic Church around that time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's some old school shit posting, by the way.
yeah, yes, no, uh, apparently Hellsinger Bridge is going to end up on the bingo card, but
Yeah.
that they're like, yes, well, I think Maxwell may be letting his new position get to his head. Yes, I will murder all of you. Maybe we should head up there and have a wee chat. I am the new god. Ooh, I have an idea. Don't you say it. Why don't you write a strongly worded letter? Woman, get a hammer and some nails. Don't you fucking dare! And nail it to his door!
Like a good little
Like a
Protestant.
Protestant.
Yeah. That is a good one. I I just think that's the funniest fucking thing is Martin Luther just getting mad one day and being like, all right, you know what? You don't want to take me seriously. Now I'm going to make you look at my list of grievances. He went fucking Diogenes on their fucking asses.
Overly sorry. And another thing. Fuck the Pope. And another thing. I can
Yeah.
do it better. And another thing. Let me
Yeah.
make my German edition, please. And another thing. Fuck you. I have a buddy with a printing press. I'm going and doing it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like he went in with a small game plan and he's like, I'm on a roll. I'm on a fucking roll.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, it's the old timey edition of like a drunken text, but like you forgot to unsend it. Like you sent a drunken text to your boss, being like, "Oh, okay, it's dry. Fuck you, you
Hey,
fucking
cat. Hey,
fucker."
cat.
Yeah,
New door. Who dis?
yeah. I, next time someone knocks on the door, that's how I'm answering. New door. Who dis? It's gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's me, Martin. Martin who? That's a lot of Martins.
Yeah,
It's a new door. I don't have you on my contacts. In fact, how are you even contacting my door
yeah,
if you aren't on the contacts? What is a knock? Are you
yeah.
even there? God? Yes. You should totally let that dude Martin. Which one? All of them.
The
Do
one with
their
the list and the
translations of the
hammer.
Bible. Are you sure, Lord? Latin's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you keep accidentally summoning demons.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the weirdest things. The Catholic Church, in its entirety, didn't really decide it was dumb to do services in Latin until like the year Star Trek came out. That was when they officially decided, yeah, you know what? This is kind of dumb. And it's like, I'm sorry, it took you how many years to figure that out? Why not just read it in Aramaic at that point?
Because it's the Roman Catholic Church, cats.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to take that, Bugs.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Fucking Gen Z nonsense.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, you and me both. Remember back when memes were, you know,
Icon has cheeseburger.
yeah, and flash videos on Newgrounds.
Okay, let's be honest. Does anybody in Gen Z remember Newgrounds?
Probably not. It it was YouTube before YouTube.
Oh, speaking of, dude, Ultimate Showdown.
Yeah,
Like, apparently it turned 15
yeah,
last fall,
yep,
and a bunch of like amateur animators did a huge collaboration. Someone even remixed the song. Like, it's just fucking great.
yeah.
I mean, the original's a classic, but I mean, Microsoft Paint's Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off, Spooky. Zed.
Okay, Bugs, you're saying that like everybody didn't.
Yeah. P-Mars is old enough to remember Newgrounds. Uh, what the hell was I just thinking, though? Yeah, Halloween!
Yes. Yeah, like I think I actually got I don't want to say in trouble, but for lack of a better term, talked to about I forget what exactly. But like every Halloween, like little elementary school Stefan would essentially do piss poor costumes because my parents had never purchased anything that I could use to make a costume. And then I would also wear it for like a week afterwards as much as possible, any given opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, so who here remembers the Three Musketeers movie that was made in like the mid 90s? Like, it was the Pirates of the Caribbean before Pirates of the Caribbean was a thing.
Yes, yes. I have a vague recollection of that movie.
Okay, Two and a Half Men, the guy from Platoon, he's the son of another actor. Um,
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Thank you. He was in
His
it.
dad or him?
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's his name?
and Nigel Thornberry, uh, Red Alert 2, not Stalin.
Yeah,
Help
no.
me here. Help me here,
I
cat.
I
Help
am
me.
officially I
Rocky, not Rocky, Dr. Frankenfurter from Rock and Horror Picture. Help me here. I need
Tim
to remember the
Curry.
name.
Tim
Thank you.
Curry.
Tim Curry was in it as well.
See, yeah, but now you've got me having Charlie Sheen as one of the Musketeers, and
Actually, no.
Nigel
That's the funny thing.
Thornberry
That's the funny thing. Guess
as
which one he
Nigel
was.
Thornberry.
Guess which one he was.
Don Kangaroo.
The religious one.
Nice.
Yeah, anywho, sorry. Uh, Definitely worth a watch. Anybody who hasn't seen it. It is on Disney Plus. It is not amazing, but it's fun, turn your brain off, goofy action.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I loved that movie. So like I just showed up to school in like a blue towel. I grabbed a yardstick. I think I borrowed, I forget whether I did or didn't have permission, one of my dad's stupid cowboy hats. And I was running around in winter boots because they wore like knee-high boots.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a goddamn musketeer on guard.
I'm God.
Yeah. So doing stupid
Young
shit like
Steve is
that.
Skeletor.
Yeah, doing stupid shit like that. It was always fun, even if I got into a little bit of trouble. But like, they didn't ruin that.
Yeah.
Didn't let me really do it, but they also didn't ruin it. And like my wife says, like, I don't understand how Halloween's your favorite holiday. You don't do anything for it. It's like, I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but I mean, I missed out on trick or treating. And as an adult, what can you do except, go to a party with some friends?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yes, in theory, I could decorate, but in my defense, I was until very recently working 50, 60 hours a week, not exactly leaving time to
Yeah.
decorate.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Adult trick or treating. You either get like one of those like little bottle, little tiny bottles of wine, or like the one shots of booze, or like a can of beer or something. Every house you go to.
Hey, Kat,
Yeah.
you just described any rave party that happens at a convention.
Oh, yeah, it's fair enough. Fair enough.
I was going to say, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
And I was also going to say, you and I should totally do a convention again together. Then I remembered, oh, yeah, you live halfway across the country now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could go back at some point because like a plane ticket's fucking cheaper than a bus ticket there. Because, well, the only thing between New York and Wisconsin is
Detroit?
lakes and Michigan. Yeah. But here's the thing: to take the bus, you have to go all the way down and around and back up. So like a plane ticket's like $160 and a bus ticket's like 180. What the hell? I
No,
fucking
we'll figure out a way to see each other in
yeah.
person again soon. Um, yeah, okay. So Halloween is one that was not ruined for you as well.
No, Halloween we just made pumpkins. I did for years because I'm an absolute nerd, and of course I was into puppeteering.
Okay.
So I, for around Halloween, we used to go to the pumpkin patch, and we'd have like the church would basically have a day, and we'd all go there, and I would puppeteer for the younger kids along with other
Okay.
people, and we'd do little Jesus-y skits and whatnot because it has to be Jesus-y,
Well,
and
I mean, of
all that
course.
jazz. And I have weirdly religious memories around Halloween, but none of them about Halloween being evil, evil Satan or anything.
But
It just,
Halloween is Satan's birthday cat, don't you know?
yeah, I have no idea. The church I went to never gave a fuck about Halloween. Harry Potter, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, that's all fucking Satan shit. Halloween, yeah, no, that's cool. Eat candy, kids. What? So no, my Halloween was never ruined, and I really have nothing but positive experiences. Because I mean, who doesn't like going through corn mazes? Uh,
I know you said corn. That is not what I heard.
yeah, I go through corn mazes too, but that's a whole different that's a different conversation involving religious trauma.
That's a stream we can't do on YouTube.
Well, we can. We just have to wait long enough that whoever manually views every stream gives up. Yeah.
Huh. Is there any more holiday discussion we want to do, or do we want to drift to opening up the stream and just shooting the shit?
I don't know. Let's see. Mm, Okay, I going back to Christmas. Um,
Okay.
this is something I personally hate because people ask me what I'm doing for Christmas, and every time I'm just like, "Yeah, I ain't doing nothing." And they're like, "Oh, just sitting around the house with the family, giving gifts." No, no, I'm just gonna sit at home, probably
I
fucking,
wasn't lying when I said nothing.
probably put a pizza in the oven and fucking drink a 6 pack. You know,
Yep.
nothing's open. I can't really do nothing. So it's like I might go to the gas station, get my social interaction for the day, and then come back, you know, whatever. Uh, and people are always just like, oh, that's so sad. And every time they have that reaction, and it's like, no one should be alone on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm getting paid to
Yeah.
drink today. That's what I'm celebrating. I don't it doesn't I am at no loss not celebrating Christmas. I am happier than I've ever been not celebrating Christmas. Because
Well,
Christmas is stressful.
yeah, it has the potential to be stressful quite easily.
Yeah.
And
And
I was gonna say, like, honestly, you know, assuming Jules and I have kids at some point, why am I dropping names? Damn potassium.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's like I'm probably gonna see if she'd be comfortable just kind of going for a more Yule, like, Christmas, like, holiday season, like, solstice thing, like, just enjoy, like,
Yeah.
essentially it's like, hey, you know, we can certainly adopt some of the traditions from everybody, and it's just like, hey, this is just meant to be a, any people we like, an excuse to get together.
Yeah. Yeah. A Festivus for the rest of us.
Exactly.
Ooh, do we get to get a Festivus poll?
No, we're going full Saturnalia.
Alright, fair enough. Also, speaking of Seinfeld, have you ever seen what's his name? Kramer. I forget the actor's name. Um the one
I only know memes and bits from Seinfeld. I've
okay,
never I can't
so
recall ever watching an episode from start to finish.
I have. It's not as funny as everyone seems to say it is. I mean,
Yeah,
just
no,
saying.
I was gonna say, like, from what I've seen, it's like at times very good bits, but I can't see this being a whole show.
I'd rather watch Frasier personally.
Oh yeah, well, and I was gonna say, I'm Frasier's one I actually would probably enjoy because as someone who is that high intelligence, high charisma, and not the best wisdom, it's like, yeah, someone who keeps running their mouth, thinks they're the biggest brain in the room. I don't know what that feels like.
Well, the point
Also,
is,
while I may not like Kelsey Grammer the most as a person, I do love every character he plays.
yes, but Kramer, the actor, this is I don't know, a year or two ago, something like that.
Okay.
I think I think it was actually it was probably longer than that. It was definitely like I don't know, whatever. I can't tell time. The point is, he had an issue where he yelled at some African American people with some
Okay.
racial motivation during a stand-up show. Um, and anyways, he did an apology on a late night show, but no one realized it was an apology at first. They thought it was a bit. And you get to see Jerry Seinfeld be like, no, guys, this isn't funny. Stop laughing. And that's the funniest thing of Jerry Seinfeld looking at something that's objectively hilarious given the context of this man giving a YouTube apology on a fucking late night talk show, right? And like full YouTube apology, everything, right? On a fucking late night talk show. And people not getting that it's an actual apology for him saying some racist shit is the funniest thing I have ever seen. Jerry Seinfeld just, no,
Well,
guys, it's not funny.
and
Stop
and I was gonna
laughing.
say, like, Seinfeld, is it the beginning and end of every episode that starts with his stand up?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and just going off of his stand up, it's like, if this is the kind of humor I'm looking at for the next 20 minutes, I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, bored, deadpan delivery only gets you so far.
Yeah, why do you think I only have 80 subs?
Why do you think B movies only remembered for memes?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's why he worked. He was a live action memer
Yeah.
in the 90s before
Yes.
memes. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But I'll stick to Reddit for my memes. I don't need to watch Seinfeld for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a new era. An era of internet.
What a brave new world we live in.
Alright, I guess I'll pop the link in the chat, I suppose.
All right.
Copy.
I
And
will
then,
return shortly after refilling my water.
alright, I will post this, theoretically. If it'll go in. There. I believe I put it in. Um, Look, it's not that small, okay? I would know if I put it in. Dude, shut up, everyone. That is that is my joke for the night. Man, I got nothing. My brain got fried from work. I'm not gonna be able to fucking hold this shit on my own for this long. Oh, oh, you see, oh my goodness. Um, yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, to be fair, it's probably more interesting. Okay, I am back. Hello everyone. So Steve is getting water. Um I am wearing hats. That's a lie, I'm not wearing hats. I could be wearing hats though, you wouldn't know. I'm just gonna start wearing increasingly ridiculous things and then just like not having them on the show. Yeah. Yeah, I'm literally Hitler. Yeah, I'm old too and boring. But I work second shift, so
Well, I'm young and exciting. Don't worry, kid. I'll keep us going.
yeah, Steve is objectively more young and exciting than me. He's hip with the kids. He's
You
jiggy with
didn't make
it.
that sound creepy enough, Cat.
He's hip with the kids.
Well, that just sounds like you're a
Steve
cop who
gets
knows what I'm really up to and just trying to.
jiggy with it.
God damn it. Okay, that one was actually pretty creepy.
Real jiggy.
All right, moving on. That
Very.
that that was spine crawlingly creepy.
I try.
Fair enough.
I'm not good at much, but hey, I can be. I can be creepy. Only a 13-hour workday. Fuck that.
Fucking hell, Pixie.
Need to work less or something. What, my voice or accidentally? Did you accidentally flip Titan off? Okay, hold on now. This is absolute slander. Everyone knows my boots have never been scrubbed.
I thought they were falling off your feet, and by the time you left my place, your boots looked like Toff's shoes.
Yeah, I have a new pair,
Oh, okay.
but
Well,
yeah, I still do have that pair though. They are mine. Same with my pants that were more hole than pant.
I do remember that pair of pants.
Yeah,
Didn't leave the most to the imagination. It did not leave the most to the imagination.
no, it did not. No, I that was my only pair of pants for a while.
I mean, I figured give it another 6 months and you were going to look like Peter Griffith from that one bit in Family Guy where he and somebody else are doing a sexy car wash.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Is that a bit that they did? I'm not
I,
entirely sure. It may have been
it
a
is now.
highlight reel or something I saw.
Yeah, I don't know,
Uh,
man.
yeah.
Well, since since we're
Guys,
talking,
are we so boring that you don't want to come out and hang out with us?
yes,
I mean, I'll
yes, we are.
pass. I'll munch past the potassium.
Um, why do there have to be so many words? I don't know.
As an English major, because our language is stupid and we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, yeah, there are words, lots of words.
All right, night pixie.
Good night, Pixie. I don't know. Kevin here is doing a debate on Saturday, I believe. Um, with Snake was right about non-binary people and existing. I think I don't remember exactly what it was.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Snake made a video about the Dr. Phil thing with Matt Walsh, notorious transphobe. The same Matt Walsh who tried to trick a bunch of trans people into going into an anti-trans documentary by lying about what it was about and having a person use a different name when contacting them. It was a whole thing. Fuck Matt Walsh. Fuck all his bullshit.
Well, that sounds like a dishonest as fuck way to be doing journalism.
Oh yeah, Matt Walsh doesn't give a fuck. He's one of those people who's just like, see, trans people aren't real. They can't even figure out what their gender is. And it's like, good job, I guess. Whatever, you fucking prick. Die in a hole. I mean, I can wish anyone would die in a hole. I'm not, telling anyone to kill him and put him in a hole. I'm just saying for legal reasons, I would never suggest someone do that. I just hope one day when he's in a hole, he has a heart attack. That's all.
Wow.
I don't know why he would be in a hole. I don't think he's done a day's worth of worth of
Because he's a
manual
big
labor.
Alice in Chains fan, maybe.
Ooh, yeah.
I gotta say, I was listening to them for the first time probably a few years the other day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm becoming older and more jaded. I was not enjoying it as much as I usually do.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sometimes that happens, though.
That's fair. That's fair. I've been going on a bit of a Nightwish nostalgia dive.
Fun.
Yeah.
I have been, because of a conversation I had with a girl like 2 weeks ago, I've been going through and listening to like old Christian music I used to listen to when I was a kid. Well, and some of it, it's like, wow, this is so much worse than I remember. And some of it's like, they actually have like two pretty good songs. Like, this sounds like it's a real song. I like this. This is good. And then, like, I listened to the rest of the album, and I'm like, God, how did I think this was good when I was 8? Which, I mean, I've said the same thing about video games that I replayed as I was older, and I'm like, wow, this was shit.
So, I must ask, what games?
Oh, God. Let's see. The original Pokemon, they're fun and nostalgic, but they were way
Easily
more
exploitable?
fun. Yeah, they were way more fun when I was a kid. And it's like,
Okay.
like, this is kind of not really that fun as a 20-something adult, other than the fact that I know it was fun when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like, there are much more fun Pokemon games. But then I'll go back to the fucking shitty one, and it's like, well, I don't know. Or, Final Fantasy Legends. I fucking love those games. They fucking suck. Unless you know all of every fucking mechanic behind it, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. There's no possible way. But as a kid, it's like, monster changed to new monster. I can put gun on robot. Shit like
what's the
that.
point of the robot if it can't?
Exactly. Or I could just equip 17 swords onto the fucking robot. Because why not?
Well, let's see. For me,
Dragon
some
Warrior
games...
2.
What's that?
Dragon Warrior 2.
I didn't play that.
Yeah, it's an older game, yeah.
But I was going to say, for me, some of the games that I grew up with, now I haven't played them since then, but it's like hindsight being 2020, very like, that's a middling game. The first one I can think of, and I know I'm going to draw so much hate for this, but with the exception of the story, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is kind of a boring-ass game.
Yeah. The story's phenomenal, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, the story's amazing. Take off the Star Wars skin and the good writing, you're left with a very dull to play game.
Yeah, which is a
Because
shame.
I started playing it as an adult for the first time like a year or two back, and I was just going for the, I like because I have D&D knowledge now. It's like, okay, I'm going the power attack route, pick like
Yep.
one-handing a single lightsaber, and it's like, oh, I just always choose power attack and this works.
Yep.
Brilliance.
Yeah.
Another one. Pretty much every early 2000s sports game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, I think that was primarily because my father kept on pushing, gender norms and appreciation for sports and all that on me.
Yeah.
Oh. Movie's coming out soon. Every Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Yeah. I never really got into Sonic, so like I've played a couple of the Sonic games. It's just not for me, so I couldn't even tell you because I never played them when I was a kid, really either.
Well, and as a kid, I liked it because, whoa, fast! And
Yeah.
also, I had somewhat easy access to one of the Sonic cartoons.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, and like platformers are one of my favorite genres, but it's like it doesn't work as a platformer. It's too fast. You don't have the fine control that's necessary.
Yeah.
Also, the combat, if you want to call it that, is mind-numbingly dull. Like Mario, I'm not gonna like the early games don't have the most complex combat, but it's you have to be on the downward on your jump. Um and it's also, you know, less forgiving if you get hit. And there are things you can do to interact with the environment with your combat as well.
Yeah.
Whereas Sonic, it's like, well, you either spin dash or you jump. And if you are in that razory hedgehoggy animation, you are invincible and are also damaging anything you hit. So why wouldn't I always just do that? Well, you might run into a spike. How do I avoid doing that? Don't hit the spikes. Sonic's
I was
stupid.
muted.
You were. I was gonna say, long story short, Sonic games are stupid. I do want to. I still need to watch it, but I want to watch the movies because it looks like a movie that Jim Carrey's it up.
Yes.
And who doesn't love it when Jim Carrey's it up?
Jim Carrey.
I don't know. I feel like he enjoys Jim Carreying it up.
I feel like at this point, every time he does, he's just breaking a little bit more psychologically.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Well, have you heard him talk recently? Like,
I know he's an
he's
anti-vaxxer.
he's on all kinds of weird shit. Now he's just like, well, the fucking world tree opened up her vagina flower and shot Satan God Jesus angels out of it. And it's like, what the fuck?
I will say, I need to watch Netflix's series of unfortunate events, but he will always be my Count Olaf.
Yeah, he was a great Count Olaf.
Terrible movie, great performance.
Yes.
That's kind of like Jim Carrey's thing, but unlike Will Ferrell, he's actually funny.
Will Ferrell is funny in small bursts.
Well, and as soon as I said it, it's like, wait a second, it's not that Will Ferrell isn't funny, it's that he chooses god-awful scripts.
Yeah, yeah. my favorite Will Ferrell thing was him on Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls.
I think you've told me about this, but it always bears repeating.
Yeah, so him and Bear Grylls are on a fucking mountain in like Alaska or shit fucking nowhere, Canada or something. Can't see nothing but snow. They're dropped off with a Twinkie and whatever other random shit Bear Grylls gets. He leaves for like 5 minutes to go grab something, turns around, and there's just Twinkie smeared all over Will Ferrell's face. And Bear Grylls is just like, did you eat the Twinkie? Only food we came down here with. And Will's like, no, I got taken. And Bear Grylls is like, yeah, by what? A bear! A bear came take it! Took it! And Bear Grylls is like, really? And why can't we see it? And he's like, it's a polar bear. It's invisible when it closes its eyes. And it's like, what the fuck? It's just this random, like, 15-second bit of Will Ferrell being insane. And Bear Grylls just being like, why is this even happening?
At a certain point, Bear Grylls is like, oh, can we just leave him in the fucking woods?
Yeah.
No, Bear. He's gonna bring in a lot of viewers, and we're gonna make so much money on the ad. But what if he died? Think about the viewership then.
Here's the thing. That was on the tail end of the fucking Man vs. Wild, like, lifespan, too.
Oh, just pulling in celebrities?
Yeah, I don't think anywhere near as many people saw that episode because, it was at the end of its lifespan. You can only watch Bear Grylls.
I stopped caring about Mythbusters by, like, 2010.
Yeah.
And it kept on going till 2015, I found out.
Yep. Yeah. I'm glad they're not doing it anymore.
It overstayed its welcome.
Yeah. It just got less. I think they lost passion for it. And I think it kind of shows. And, it's hard to keep on doing the same show that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there are actors who fucking do the same show for like fucking 18 cocksucking years. Like, goddamn, some of them motherfuckers in Law and Order have been Law and Ordering since there wasn't even Law and Order in the West.
They've been Law and Ordering since the streets of New York were lawless and orderless.
Yeah, yes, Mythbusters was great, Spooky.
I'm not saying Mythbusters sucked. I'm just saying, like, you watch the first 4 or 5 seasons. If they have an excuse to blow something up, they will. Understandable. But they're also doing, for the most part, either actual, like, friend of a friend of a friend internet, tall tales of like, oh yeah, no, I could totally believe that trail of telephone. But, why don't you use some science to prove whether it's, feasible or not?
Yeah.
And then once in a while, they would essentially do movie stunts and explain the science behind it.
Yeah.
But then as the show kept going on, it became less and less that. And they also had some ones like, oh, you can survive a crashing elevator if you jump at the last minute. Or, airlines are actually trying to kill you with how they, have you positioned in a crash. Like other stuff like that as well. But then about halfway through the show's lifespan, it just became, hey, we're literally just fucking around, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not that it feels like you're completely running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Like, also, obviously Amy Grant and Tori had a great chemistry, but so did Jamie and Adam. But one of my favorite bits, they were testing the alleged death laser
the Archimedes.
Designed by, was it Pythagoras or
Archimedes?
Archimedes. Trying to set a ship ablaze. And you just see Jamie, well, we started today excited to see how our death laser would perform. And I have to say I'm disappointed. I'm standing right in its path and I'm still alive.
Yeah. He is real world Ron Swanson.
I mean,
He
trim up the
is.
mustache a little bit, and yeah, I can totally see him being instead of Woodsman Ron, Science Ron.
Yeah. Yeah. Science Ron. He basically is. They have the same personality of, you know, being really gruff and then giggling like a little girl.
So, does that make Adam Savage? I almost said Liz
Chris
Lemon, but
Pratt.
that's not it.
I was going to say that makes him Chris Pratt's character.
No. Can we not compare Adam Savage to Chris Pratt?
I mean, I don't know. He's the goofy, dumb one.
Yeah, that's fair, but I was going off character names. I'll accept Andy.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, why can't I think of Amy Poehler's character's name?
I don't know.
Somebody in the comments, please toss me a lifeline.
Um,
I'm too banana to do a Google search.
uh, Sally Turducken. I don't know.
Okay. The person who helps run the Parks and Rec department with him. Like, Ron is the one who's in charge, but God damn it.
All right, this is. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm personally holding Glenn Beck responsible.
Leslie Knope.
Ah, yes, that is her name. Yes, correct.
Yeah, yes, but that's what I'm saying is Adam is Leslie in that.
I guess, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, like, I'm not sure how much of Parks and Rec you've seen, Kat.
A lot of it when I lived with you.
That's fair. At that time, it was kind of my go-to background show. At least the first 3 seasons.
That and Community.
No, I was never. I
So
was
maybe that
never.
was your wife. Maybe
No,
that wasn't even you.
you
Maybe I'm
might be
having.
thinking of someone else because it's not that I hate Community, but I was never a Community nerd. I think I've seen most of it once. I don't know. A lot of Dan Harmon stuff is just not nearly as funny as I found it, 5 or 6 years ago.
I don't understand your young people references. It's okay, Spooky. I don't either.
Spooky, you got to get jiggity with it, man. You're either cowabunga radical or you're not.
Yes, Spooky. Are you cowabunga radical, or are you a square?
Cat, I think he might be a hexagon, man.
Oh shit! Spooky hexagon pair.
Wow.
Titan says
I just
Community was the best show.
I Titan, I'm happy to hear God, you guys are so not what
Podcast.
Bugs, whatever you just Bugs, I was running low on functional brain cells and you just killed 2 with that comment. They're gone. But Titan, no, I'd love for you to hop on and explain why you feel that way. And I'm not looking to say you're wrong. I want to hear your argument as to why, because everybody has a show or a movie or a handful of them that they consider like best, verbatim, bar none. And obviously it's usually very nostalgia based, but I would love to hear that actually. Please, don't leave me alone with Kat. I'm scared.
I mean, I think we can all agree that the Star Trek animated series is the best show. Might I recommend watching that after this stream is done?
But, Mrs. Cat, you must know that the Klingons are a warlike race. They will never go for peace negotiations. Don't you understand?
I love the original series because every fucking actor is so into it. And like they are 100% into their role for the main actors. And then the rest of them are like so not into it because they're getting paid like 13 cents an hour and a can of Coke, right? And it is the funniest fucking thing seeing William Shatner give like a fucking Shakespearean monologue and then two dudes in like fucking black slacks and red t-shirts holding cardboard guns just like I don't know, man. Or, fucking what's his name? Oh, why can I not remember George Takei? Him running around shirtless trying to sword fight people.
Oh
Brilliant,
my. Yes,
brilliant
Cat.
acting.
I was doing that just for you.
Yeah. Or fucking Scotty. Super into his fucking role. He fucking is super good.
All right,
Leans right
Lenny.
into it.
If there's one thing you're going to take away from me, it's to under promise when you know you can actually deliver in half the time. That way you
Yeah.
seem like an engineering genius.
Yep. And Jordan LaForge being like, what the fuck is this bullshit? This is the legend.
I love that episode because Jordan was like, hold up a second, you're Scotty. Like, you are supposed to be the mad genius.
Yeah.
Lame, Titan. Lame.
And also fucking DeForest Kelly, Bones. That man was fucking ancient, and he did a real good job of playing fucking Bones. Very, very good, very good. I enjoy the show because it's so bad, and yet there's so much heart put into it. Like,
you know a character in the Star Trek canon, because you're the Trekkie, not me.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know what happened to them if they did anything with her character.
Who?
The engineer aboard the Voyager.
Yeah, Belana Torres.
Thank you. The fuck happened to her?
What the fuck
Like, did she eventually
get?
get a captainhood like Geordi?
I don't remember what the fuck she did specifically because Voyager's canon is all fucky wucky. So,
And I suppose Picard isn't helping it.
no, it's not. No, it is not. I don't even look, man. They did Picard dirty. They turned him into Joe Biden, and then they made Seven of Nine into his fucking nursemaid. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Well, he has space dementia. So he's just like, hey, what? Who am I? What are you? Borg!
Wait.
Of Nine.
So Picard was paramount watching Logan and loving Patrick Stewart's performance so much that they wanted to make a TV show out of it?
Yes. And then to entice people to watch it, brought in Seven of Nine because Jerry Ryan aged like a fine wine and just kept on getting hotter. And it's just like, dude, I would love to see a show about Seven of Nine and Picard, but why does Picard have to have space dementia? Why aren't they going on some awesome thing to kick the Borg's ass?
So
Like
what
I've
if, and
only
hear
watched
me
part
out,
of it. So
what
okay,
if,
I
and hear me
quick
out,
disclaimer, quick disclaimer.
okay?
I have not watched the entirety of Picard. I've seen bits, and it just made me sad.
So what if, and hear me out, because with what's been happening with Star Trek since 2008,
Yeah.
it's quite feasible to say that going off of Next Generation, none of these are part of the same main timeline. It is feasible
Yeah.
to say, what if the entire time it was the Federation Klingon War timeline that was the real one?
Uh, I don't know. I I am so mad because in Discovery they changed Klingons again for no reason. You can't. You got away with it once. You don't get
It
to do
was an
that a
improvement
second.
the first time.
Yeah, it was an improvement. Instead of gay Puerto Ricans, you made them an actual alien species.
Uh,
Well, that's what
what?
they
How
were.
how was it that Voltaire described it in USS Make Shit Up?
They look
Heavy
like
metal
Puerto
Asian
Ricans.
rockers from the dead.
Yeah, yeah, that's how they look now. And then before they looked like Puerto Ricans dressed in gold lame. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Heavy metal rockers from the dead with leather pants and frizzy hair and lobsters on their heads.
Yes, that's the full line.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh,
and then they changed them completely just because Star Trek Discovery is like, I don't know, that's what you do, right? And it's like, you people have never watched a single. It's like the same thing with Below Decks. It's like at least those people have watched Star Trek, but you can't turn Star Trek into Rick and Morty.
they can certainly try.
Yeah, it's just like
Well,
you can't have.
and I watched some clips because I was curious, and honestly, from what I saw, the only character I think I'd find amusing is the medical officer, and not consistently, just because she's a character that probably wouldn't be overstaying her welcome.
And I don't know. It's not like Star Trek's a super serious show. There's all kinds of fucking goofy shit, like Picard and Data singing in a movie, right? Like Q does all kinds of goofy, fantastical nonsense. Like Kirk's going around trying to fuck everything that moves, including three-titted cat women and green ladies. Like the whole show is kind of fucking goofy, but
So here's
not
my
that
suggestion, maybe.
goofy. Hmm.
Take a note from what Disney Plus has been doing and just make limited series. Same universe, just
Yeah,
focusing on different characters or original characters and crews.
yeah. Well,
Like, do one on a small Akira class, uh, you know, exploratory vessel.
yeah,
You know, do like an 8 episode miniseries on them encountering a new, near warp capable civilization, and just observing, and then maybe rehashing one of the established, oh, hey, we've been discovered by a
yeah,
pre-warp civilization. Fuck. Do we tell them about the Federation or just, do a friendly ding-dong ditch like the Vulcans did?
yeah. Well, it's
Um, and then, maybe that Akira class vessel shows up uh, in the series that comes out right after that one.
Yeah.
And maybe that next one is a more military focused one, and the Akira class shows up like halfway through as part of reinforcements. Like, wait, you're it? I thought we were expecting, a galaxy and two Excelsiors. It's like, yeah, it's
Well,
going bad on
yeah.
all the other fronts too. So it's
Yeah.
us in a single constellation.
Well,
Isn't
I,
that worse than your ship? Yes, but it's bigger.
I I've brought this up multiple times with people, and it's like, look, I have shows that would go well with the people who like Star Trek, how it was, and would be relatively easy to make. Do a show on Garrick from Deep Space Nine, just like a miniseries, right? There's already books written on his early life and everything. Just adapt the books into a miniseries. Boom, easy. Another series they can do, New Frontier, which is about Mackenzie Calhoun and his ship and crew, right? There's already books out, adapted into a miniseries, right? Like, or like two 12-episode seasons, like a fucking anime. Boom, bang, easy, right? You already got the material. You're not gonna fuck anything up. Section 31, right? There's already books and lore about that. Just gotta adapt them into, like, you could make short movies out of them, or like a mini series, like what do you call it? An a la carte mini series. Every episode's about a different thing that happened. It's super easy to do. And then they make shit like Star Trek Discovery and Below Decks and Picard, which I've heard a lot of people liked Picard. They were just, I think, frustrated with the treatment Picard got, because it's like,
I was gonna say, like, what I read of Picard, it sounds like there's a lot of cool ideas in there.
yeah, well, the man, the man was so hot-headed and like crude, and people think of Captain Kirk as like the space cowboy. He's really not. He got through by cheating the system. He got through with bureaucracy. He's really not a space cowboy, but he kind of is, in the sense that he doesn't follow the rules. Picard was a crazy hothead who got himself in trouble and got his heart fucking blown out the back of his rib cage by an angry Nausicaan. Like, that's the difference. Fucking Kirk cheated on a test. Picard got in regular fights and got his heart blown out the back of his rib cage.
Kirk cheated on a test that was designed to be failed, and he only
Yes.
cheated to say, hey, fuck you, I actually beat it.
Yeah, Kirk is a nerd. Kirk is a nerd. You can tell by the way he talks and even fights. Picard, on the other hand, is a fucking brawler. That's why he's not afraid to get in a fucking scrap. Because, like, he's done it. He fucking hustled space
Also,
pool.
he's so much of a nerd he can't even count lights.
Yeah. Fucking Kirk. And then, I don't know. It's just so weird to me. But it's like Picard's a fucking badass. He snapped the Borg Queen's spine.
He did the Sub-Zero fatality.
Yeah.
And they kept it PG-13.
Yeah.
Take that, ESRB.
And it still looked good. Well,
it
for
did,
the time.
actually, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he's a fucking certifiable badass. Like, in that movie, you see him have a fucking fit of rage and, like, break his fucking spaceship display and everything. And it's like, he's a very passionate, angry man.
Yeah, you also see him go straight up gangster on some Borg.
Yeah. We're about done, and I'm tired. It's almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Ugh, got anything to end the stream on?
Um,
All right, good talk.
sorry, I got a bit banana brain still.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting done. I'm tired.
All right, well,
But
everyone, thanks for sticking around for this episode. We will be back for the next Before You Know It.
adios, everyone.